Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for this ace match between SKMC, the Blue Protoss in the bottom right-hand corner, and Quantic Gaming's Naniwa, the Red Protoss in the top left-hand corner. I am, of course, Alex Starcraft, very excited to be bringing you this game this afternoon. For those of you guys who did not watch games 1 and 2, I will link to them on this video. You'll see in the bottom by where you see the probes producing. I'm pointing, but you can't see. Click those, watch the game, because I'm going to spoil it in about 5 seconds. I'll give you 5 seconds. Naniwa won game 1 with a big Colossus push, and by big I mean 1, but you know, he won with 1 Colossus. And game 2, MC won by hitting Naniwa's base with a Warp Prism with speed and 2 Immortals when Naniwa was totally out of position. So here we have game 3 on Antiga Shipyard. This map is definitely not any bigger than Entombed, but it is of course a fairly large map, bigger than Metalopolis. Fairly good ramp, or fairly good area for fast expanding on. You can definitely hold it very solidly, but both games we've seen these players opt to go for 1 base play, so we'll have to see, will that trend continue? Now, of course, for both of these players at this moment, if they win this match, they will be in the top 8 in the entire tournament. If they lose, they will be eliminated. So everything comes down to this game. The mind games going on at this point must be kind of ridiculous. And we see both players opting for the exact same build. Both players building pylons all over their base, checking, of course, to make sure there has not been any proxy pylons like already put down. And MC is going to be the one scouting. Naniwa does not know where his opponent is. However, because it is MLG Antiga, it may well be forced cross spawns. I couldn't tell you 100%, but that does look likely, especially because if it's not, you could just like warp in from your main and you'd be like really close to your opponent's natural. Just those the rotational spawning, I guess you would say, aka like you expand towards your opponent, they expand away from you, stuff like that. Can definitely favor certain players and certain races in different matchups, and of course certain strategies. And you never want it to be a map dependent win. You want it to be skill dependent. You want it to be super duper gosu. So both players going for that same play. It looks like both players getting their gases at the same time. So it looks like there's a fair chance both players will be going for that 3-gate robo play once more in whatever order, whether they get robo first or gateway first. And there is my opponent, or my friend. What am I saying? My opponent, my friend. Let us not worry about that. I was just asking if he's still playing random. He's super ghosty. You guys should check out his stream at twitch.tv/chaostheorysc2. He is a master's level Terran, plays on Korea a fair amount. I believe he's like platinum over there, so very cool to watch. Anyway, back to this game. Not that there's too much to say because both players are doing the exact same thing, but as I was saying, there's got to be a lot of mind games going on right now, because you just got to think like, are they going to go for like that same 2-base play they have been doing? Is it going to possibly try and end the game with that? And is Naniwa going to see the probe? Oh, he sees the probe. That was amazingly clutch from Naniwa, so he's probably going to be able to snipe that. He can, of course, go faster than it, so he's trying to get the shots off. 2 more shots, and he will kill that. 1 more shot, and there we go. The probe does go down, and Naniwa has a probe in position right now. So MC very wary about what is going on. We see Naniwa opting for those 3 gates before the robo. Naniwa once again opting for the robo first. And once again, what this does is it allows Naniwa to go for a bit of a timing. He hits a timing with some pressure and 3 gateways before his opponent has 3 gateways. And in this case, it will probably be before his opponent really has an immortal either. And of course, he will not be as successful force fielding his ramp. He is about to have a sentry out. He does have 1 sentry out now, but it's not going to have 100 energy like it did last time, so you won't get those 2 force fields off. And in the meantime, we see, where is it? Twilight Council? Yes, we see a Twilight Council going down in the main of MC. So MC is actually going for like a 1-base 3-gate robo plus Twilight Council. And Naniwa still on those 3 gateways with this, but here comes the battle. These units getting off some free hits, and so Naniwa's Zealot is at rather low health, and he looks like he's not going to try and engage up this ramp, just trying to frighten his opponent a little bit, perhaps. As you can see, we'll have to see what MC opts to do with this. He could get Blink if he chooses. I can't imagine him going for Dark Templar, but it looks like he only got this for the purposes of getting that Observer. It doesn't look like he's going to be getting Immortals out of it. Yes, and there's the Blink from MC. And it would be so amazing if Naniwa did the same thing. That would mean we would get to see a Blink battle between two of the top Protosses in the world, and of course both players two of the top control levels in the entire world. And yes, that is what it is for MC. What am I thinking? Of course you would get the Robo for the Observer, because what the Observer will of course allow you to do is to you know, get around and blink up into your opponent's main, give you vision of the high ground. Your Stalkers can shoot up all sorts of crazy stuff, but Naniwa does now have an Observer of his own, so if one player manages to snipe the other's Observer, that could be extremely deadly for whichever player gets sniped. So Naniwa may or may not intercept this Observer MC. I'm just trying to watch right now. Watch the minimap, watch the production tab, but both players right now, MC we see adding on a 4th gateway, as a matter of fact. Both players just chrono boosting that Blink, adding on tech, getting as many Stalkers as they can. We see Naniwa a little ahead on supply. Both players 100% equal on workers, and by 100% I mean 2 more for Naniwa. So of course that would translate into a little advantage. Almost lost his Observer right there. Actually, let me see. Does it? Yeah, it does make a difference, because they are one base. And Naniwa looks, you see, he's not oversaturated, so he has a slightly higher income in terms of the minerals, which, you know, may help him out in the long run if he for some reason needs Zealots at a really crucial point, anything like that. Or if he becomes limited by minerals when he's warping in his Stalkers. And of course Naniwa already with the Proxy Pylon, bringing his Observer back up. So we see Naniwa finishing up that Blink and throwing down the Robotics Bay. So it looks like neither of these players planning on expanding anytime soon. Both players going for some crazy plays, and Naniwa opting to go ahead and get some Immortals now. He has the Blink Stalkers. He knows he can hold for a fair amount of time. We look at the unit stat. MC 10 to 13 on the Stalkers, but it looks like MC is worried about a Blink up into his main. He's patrolling the side of his base, but this entire time Naniwa is tech switching, and once he gets out those Colossi, he can definitely do a lot of damage. I'm assuming that's what he's going for, and it looks like MC is going to be expanding. The Nexus about a 4th of the way done, a 3rd of the way done. So if Naniwa is not able to end the game, he can definitely be in some trouble, because Naniwa, or MC I should say, will of course have that expansion up. What is he going to do? He's throwing down another pylon over here. But that's what I'm saying, MC will have that expansion up. It looks like Naniwa might try and Blink up into the main, but sorry, losing control of my mouse. It looks like MC is probably where this is happening. Naniwa does not want to lose that Observer. And there is that Colossi production starting up. We see him rallying it probably near the center of the map. And by the center, I mean his natural. But Naniwa, actually, if we take a look, wow, he has less Stalkers. Of course, he does have that slightly higher count. But if we look at the units, he also has 7 Zealots. Each is 1 Immortal. But he is going to have a Colossi soon. So I'm not sure about exactly how good the Colossi are against the Blink Stalkers. The Blink Stalkers, of course, have the same range and can Blink Micro, Blink on top of the Colossus, snipe it very quickly, stuff like that. So this is building up to one big crazy last battle. MC looks like he might be trying to take it longer. He now has this expansion up and running, and we'll have to see, will that translate into a higher income producing probes once more? So will he be able to hold the expansion? If he does, he will win. But if Naniwa can kill him right here, you know, he's killed him, and hence he has won the game. He will advance on from this point. Naniwa poking forward a little bit. MC putting the probe on the ramp just to make sure there are no units coming. Keeping the Stalkers in the main, which will of course tell him or prevent any blinks into the main. But Naniwa is going to be hitting the natural, and not all of MC's units are there. Now Naniwa snipes the probe of MC, and MC is now going to be blinking out. Naniwa immediately blinks back to his reinforcement army, and Naniwa certainly looks like he has more units than his opponent. He is going to lose that proxy pylon, but he does have another one up over at the 3rd of his own, and here comes the big battle. Both units are blink microing as best as they can. Zealots getting up into the fray. Force fields going down across all of the army, stopping any units from getting past that point. But the Colossi, there are 2 now, and they're doing so much damage, and so both players are doing a lot. MC still has 2 Immortals up, the 1 Colossi getting sniped very quickly, but that entire time Naniwa's units were able to be attacking the ones of MC. He does have the 1 Colossi remaining, and the Stalkers, he manages to take out all the units of MC. I did not notice what was happening in half that battle, because both units had the same, or both force teams had the same units. So Naniwa is going to be attacking the Nexus. He's going to be coming for one big final engagement. The Colossus is being focused down, but Naniwa, we see microing that thing back, getting off as many shots as he can, and he blinks back those Stalkers. More Zealots have managed to reinforce. MC with a nice blink does get up and snipe a Stalker, but Naniwa up by 6 supply, and he's going to snipe the Observer of his opponent. MC no longer knows where his opponent's army is. He is playing almost blind. He can see this, however. Naniwa with a lot of force is going to be pushing up the ramp again. The Zealots getting up into the fray. Naniwa with some very nice blink micro is going to be picking off that Immortal very quickly, and he's going to be focusing down those Stalkers, even though MC is blink microing as well. It looks like they will be going down, and so Naniwa managing to push into his base. The Zealots soaking up a lot of damage, and Naniwa pushing forward. MC blink is on cooldown. He does manage to get up into the main, but Naniwa does not even care about the natural. He's picking up into the main and blinking the reinforcing Stalkers up into it, forcing those Stalkers to die regardless of whether they are blink microing, and Naniwa is now up by almost double supply, and there is the GG from SK's MC. So Naniwa, the foreigner, one of the foreigner hopes in the tournament, will be advancing to the round of 8 or whatever, the top 8 in the tournament, the finals of the tournament. And so that, ladies and gentlemen, was one excellent high intensity PvP, all building up to that one final battle. Very great control from both players, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in comments if you have any requests for me to cast games, and I will certainly do so. And otherwise, have a wonderful afternoon, and happy Mother's Day, guys. If any of you are mothers, or tell your mothers happy Mother's Day from the creepy guy that you watch who casts StarCraft. Bye.